Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Nephi Leonardo, and we're over here with Ben Loynd, and we are arguing the pro side of how the United States should continue the use of drone strikes in its military operations. We need to first start by addressing what is a drone. A drone is an unmanned aerial vehicle, UAV. There are a wide variety of drones in terms of size, autonomy, and function that they are meant to undertake. It is essentially a remote control vehicle. The military uses drones for several things, including target and decoy, reconnaissance, logistics, and combat, especially, which includes providing attack capability for high-risk missions. So, what is a drone strike? A drone strike, as referred to in this presentation, is an operation conducted by the military in which an enemy target, specific individual, a building, a group, a bunker, etc., is selected to be damaged or destroyed. The military sends an unmanned aerial vehicle loaded with a variety of bombs or missiles to a specific location. They confirm the target, and then they deploy said ordnances onto the target.
War is a very bad thing. No one truly wins in a war. Ideally, if a war is inevitable, it should be fought with the least amount of casualties possible. In the past, artillery and bombardments were not accurate, so militaries used sheer volume to overwhelm the enemy, such as during World War I, World War II, and the Vietnam War. Oftentimes, artillery, barges, carpet bombing, and chemical weapons harm civilians more than neutralizing the enemy. So why use drone strikes? We are arguing that the use of drone strikes is more effective and a better alternative than carpet bombing, artillery, barges, or sending military personnel to target the enemy.
So, why use drones in the first place? Well, our main point here is the accuracy. Data analysis from the Bureau of Investigative Journalism reveals that between 2004 and 2020, U.S. drone strikes in Pakistan, Yemen, and Somalia resulted in civilian casualties ranging from 1,300 to 3,000, out of a total of 15 to 23,000 total reported fatalities. This equates to a civilian casualty rate of approximately 5 to 12%, which is extremely low in comparison to other ordinances. In contrast, historical records from World War II and more recent conflicts show significantly higher civilian casualty rates from conventional bombings and artillery bombardments. For instance, during the Allied bombing of Dresden in 1945, estimates suggest civilian casualties range from 22,000 to 25,000. Similarly, the Tokyo firebombing campaigns in World War II resulted in over 100,000 civilian deaths. In contemporary conflicts such as the Iraq War, civilian casualty rates from conventional airstrikes and artillery shellings have remained really high. For example, a study published in the Lancet estimated that over 600,000 civilian deaths in Iraq from 2003 to 2006, many of which were attributed to conventional military operations. This stark contrast underscores the precision and accuracy of drone strikes compared to conventional ordinances, making them a more targeted and effective means of conducting military operations while minimizing collateral damage and civilian casualties.
Another reason to use drone strikes offer a stark contrast in terms of financial costs compared to conventional military operations involving artillery and bombing runs. Data from the United States Government Accountability Office, or the GAO, indicated that the operational expenses associated with drone strikes are notably lower than those of traditional military tactics. For example, the GAO established that the cost per flight hour for operating a MQ-9 Reaper drone, one of the primary unmanned aerial vehicles, or UVAs, used in target strikes, is approximately $3,624. In contrast, the operation cost per flight hour for a manned aircraft, such as the F-16 fighter jet, can exceed over $2,000. Additionally, the GAO reported highlights that substantially saving in terms of post-strike reparations and in compensation for civilian casualties and fracture damage associated with drone strikes. Conventionally, military operations involving artillery and bombing runs often entail higher logical and personal expenses, including the maintenance of large munition stockpile, as well as employment of ground personnel and support crew. Overall, the financial efficiency of drone strikes compared to conventional military tactics underscores their cost efficiency and strategic value in modern war scenarios.
So, why use drone strikes? Flexibility. Drones have revolutionized military operations by providing unmatched flexibility and efficiency compared to conventional methods. Government sources highlight the remarkable speed at which drones can be prepared and deployed, allowing for rapid responses to emerging threats. According to the U.S. Government Accountability Office, the GAO, drones can be operational within hours, significantly reducing response times in critical situations. This agility not only enhances operational effectiveness, but also minimizes the need for boots on the ground, as emphasized by the U.S. Department of Defense, or DoD. By reducing personnel risk and streamlining logistical requirements, drones offer a safer and more efficient approach to military operations. Additionally, government assessments indicate that drones are easier to train on and operate compared to manned aircraft, requiring lower personnel requirements and shorter training periods. The simplicity and adaptability contribute to enhanced operational effectiveness, enabling military forces to achieve strategic objectives with precision and efficiency. Overall, government sources confirm that drones are indispensable assets in modern warfare, offering unparalleled flexibility, speed, and ease of use.
Warfare has continually driven technology advancements throughout history, propelling innovation in weaponry, communication, and logistics. The demand for more effective and lethal weaponry has catalyzed advancements in fields such as material science. Despite its disadvantaging consequences, war has historically acted as a catalyst for progress, shaping human civilizations and technology evolution. Drones incorporate a large and advanced technologies that have both military and civilian applications. Remote sensing, which enables drones to collect and analyze data from the environment using various sensors such as cameras, infrared images, and LiDAR. In the military realm, this capability allows drones to conduct reconnaissance missions, track enemy movements, and identify targets with precision. Similarly, in civilian worlds, drones equipped with remote sense technology can be utilized for environment monitoring, agriculture, and disaster response. For example, drones can assist core health, detect environment pollutions, and map disaster areas to aid in search and rescue efforts. Another important technology found in military drones is artificial intelligence, or AI, and machine learning algorithms. These algorithms enable drones to autonomously process vast amounts of data in real time, making intelligent decisions and adapting to changing environments in military applications. AI-powered drones can autonomously navigate through complex terrain, identify and track targets, and even engage in autonomous combat operations. In civilian domains, AI-equipment drones hold promise for various applications such as traffic management, package delivery. For instance, drones with AI capabilities can optimize transporting routes, enhance logistic operations, and assist in structural inspections.
Of course, many people might ask, are there downsides to using drones? Well, of course, like anything else in life, there are always going to be downsides or cons. Firstly, the lack of transparency and accountability surrounding drone operations can erode the trust in local government's ability to protect its citizens and uphold their rights. When drone strikes result in civilian casualties or collateral damage, the failure to provide adequate explanations or compensations can foster resentment and anti-government sentiment among affected populations. Additionally, the perception of foreign intervention in violation of sovereignty associated with the drone strikes can delegitimize local governments in the eyes of their citizens. In regions where drone strikes are conducted, such as Pakistan, Yemen, and Somalia, the resilience of unmanned aerial vehicles controlled by foreign powers can undermine the authority of local governments, casting them as weak or subservient to external interests. Furthermore, the targeting killing of individuals by drones, even those identified as terrorists or insurgents, can be seen as extrajudicial and undermine the rule of law. Without due process or legal oversight, drone strikes may violate principles of justice and human rights, leading to accusations of authoritarianism or abuse of power against the local government, which is unfortunate. The use of drone strikes by the U.S. can interfere with the conception of the right to trial in several ways. Firstly, drone strikes often target individuals suspected of involvement in terrorist activities or other threats to national security without affording them the opportunity for a fair trial. Instead of being apprehended and brought to justice through legal proceedings, these individuals may be summarily targeted and killed by drone strikes, effectively denying them their right to due process in a trial. Additionally, the reliance on targeted killings through drone strikes bypasses the traditional legal mechanisms and undermines the principles of presumption of innocence. Instead of being considered innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, individuals targeted by drone strikes are often presumed guilty based on the intelligence assessments or suspicions, without the opportunity to defend themselves or present evidence in their favor.
While concerns about the use of drone strikes by the U.S. are valid, it's essential to recognize that a broad context and strategic considerations that often justify their implementations. The results of drone strikes, particularly in targeting high-value terrorist operations and distributing extremist networks, have proven instrumental in enhancing national security and preventing future attacks. According to data from the U.S. Department of Defense, drone strikes have successfully eliminated numerous senior leaders of terrorist organizations, including forgive me for butchering the name, Al-Qaeda and ISIS, thereby significantly degrading the operational capacity and reducing the threat posed to the U.S. interests and allies. Additionally, the precision and effectiveness of drone strikes have contributed to minimizing civilian casualties compared to conventional military operations, as highlighted by reports from independent research organizations. Moreover, the flexibility and agility of drone operations enables timely response to emerging threats, providing military commanders with a critical tool for maintaining strategic superiority in dynamic and complex conflict environments. With the ethnical and legal implications of drone strikes merit careful considerations. The tangible security benefits and strategic advantages derived from their use ultimately outweighs the cost, making them an indispensable component of contemporary military operations.
Thank you guys for listening in and tuning into our presentation. We hope that the opposition, the con side, might be able to present strong evidence in their favor as well, so that we are able to consider both sides of the argument. I'm sure that there's a lot that they can go off of, and we hope that you're able to be informed of the situation. Huge thanks to Ben for also helping in this presentation. We have here a glossary of terms in case you'd like to pause the video and just look over a few terms. There are obviously a lot of technical terms that were used, and you might not really understand some of them, especially some that are more military niche type of terms. And lastly, we have a list of works cited in case you'd like to look further into the resources we used and where we pulled all our information from. It's not always easy to cite them during the presentation, so if you'd like to check out any of these, there are a variety of government among other educational sources that we used, and you're welcome to look through them.